We're all here together. We have the same goal, and that is to see you guys make more money as your digital marketing agency serving local businesses. And there's no better time to help local businesses. Would you agree? So just because we have so many new people that are now coming here, tell me, where are you in the stage? Are you here to start your digital agency? Are you here to grow your digital agency? And grow means you're trying to get up to $10,000 per month in fees. Or are you trying to scale your agency? Scale means you're above $10,000 a month and you're trying to get to $1 million a year or greater, which means teams and processes. So are you trying to start, grow, or scale your agency, just to get a sense of where people are. And even if you're an experienced agency, we coach some of the biggest agencies on the planet, including Omnicom, which is the world's largest agency. They're an agency holding company. And you would find it surprising that even they don't have a lot of these basics that are in place. Okay, so we have a mix of people. What would you say here? Probably more on the start side, right? Looks like
a lot of starts. Yeah, a few scales and
okay,
healthy amount of grows.
And for those, a lot of folks I've not seen, well, I've seen from other places, but I've not seen here inside our weekly think tank. Tell me, what is your biggest challenge in growing your agency to the next step? Is it generating leads? Is it knowing what to say? Is it choosing a vertical? Is it hiring people? Is it executing? Is it managing the operations? Imposter syndrome, says Mr. Ghost. Generating leads, don't have a roadmap. Okay. Lead gen. Okay. Coordinating teams. Okay. Good. Okay. Knowing where to start. Building effective, efficient, dependable sales force. Okay. Very good. Leads and execution. All right. Very good. Okay. So this is hands-on. This is not some webinar where, well, it used to be you drive in the car, but people, podcast traffic is down because people aren't driving as much anymore. Isn't that interesting? This is hands-on. So if you haven't come to one of our sessions before, type in, I'm new here. And if you're someone who's been here before, say, I'm an alumni, just so I can see what % of people are new versus alumni. Okay. Probably about half and half. Brand spanking new. Okay. Okay. And even if you've done this before, you know the drill. I'm going to show you how to do something. And then I expect you to do it. Okay. If you are not willing to abide by that, then you're not going to be able to grow, like Devin said. And it's like watching Rachel Ray cook, or I guess I'm a guy, Gordon Ramsay, right? You watch Gordon Ramsay cook a steak. You have to be able to follow along in your kitchen with all the same ingredients, using the same knives and techniques and all that. And if you follow those processes to cook a steak, to bake a cake, or whatever your favorite recipe is, you will get that result. So tell me, do you agree that the fundamental principles here in our weekly calls are that I'm going to show you something and then you're going to take action on the spot to do it? Say, yes, I agree, or no. And no could be, no, I'm scared, or no, I'm not ready, or no, I was just kind of looking. I want to hear if anyone here has a no, or if you could say, I don't know. I want to hear if anyone is not a yes, I want to know. I want to know as in I want to understand, not I want to hear a no from you. Yes. Okay. I hear a yes from everybody. Yes, but I'm scared, says Jerry. And that's good. That means you're in the right place. Even if you've not done some of this stuff before, you've been scared of making video because you don't feel you're a good speaker. You don't like your hair. You don't like how you sound. You have imposter syndrome because you're afraid that you don't know enough. You're in the right place, because it's those people that think they know everything that are the ones we should be scared of, because those are the people that are ignorant and arrogant. And that's the most dangerous combination. You're in the right place if you're humble, you're teachable, you want to help other people. The situation we have right now, a lot of people need help, but even when this thing starts to return closer to normal, people are still going to need help. Local businesses need help like crazy. Okay, so we're all on the same page. We've all agreed that we're going to follow this process of learn, do, and teach. I'm going to show you how to do it so you can learn it. You're going to take action, then you're going to teach other people how to do it. Who are you going to teach how to do it? Your clients, your friends, your family members. Because when you build your brand, you're helping businesses build their brand, tell their stories, leave reviews. generate word of mouth. This is the thing that drives local sales. And guess what happens? The more successful you're able to help other businesses become, the more leads you're able to drive, the more sales, the more phone calls you're able to drive, the more money you make. And that's not just because of the law of reciprocity or secret or karma, but that's how everything works nowadays, especially with digital as an amplifier. We're going to go through over the next 3 months something we call the social amplification engine, which is how you amplify the good social things, which means you're choosing businesses that already take care of their customers and have a good reputation and good products and services. And by amplifying that through all these techniques, which are not tricks, which are not hacks that go away, but are timeless and repeatable, you're going to help them be better. And then that's going to create more recurring income streams for you. Okay. Does that make sense? So far at this point, is anyone confused? Is anyone not in for something they signed up for? Or this is not what I wanted, or I wanted to learn all these tricks on TikTok or something like that. Or we're on the same page because we are service oriented. Because yes, we of course have to take care of our families, we have to make money, but we're doing it. We know that our income comes from building long-term relationships with our clients. And in the long run, you build a base of clients that love you, they're friends of yours, you like working with them, it's not a client headache, and you make money together, which is awesome because you hang out with people that you like, social distancing right now, and you're able to win together, right? Okay, good. So everyone's on the same page. Is anyone not on the same page? All right. Now, I want to make sure that now get your phone. A lot of the stuff we're going to do right here on the phone, okay? Pull out your phone, hold it up to the screen so I can see it. There's Andrew. Who's not holding up their phone? Some of you guys are not showing me your phone. Why aren't you showing me your phone? Because you don't want to show me your face. Is that it? You're afraid of showing your face? Well, that's okay. All right, good. Now, I want you to go to LinkedIn. Click on the LinkedIn. And if you don't have LinkedIn, go to the App Store or Google Play or whatever and click on or download LinkedIn. And there's my LinkedIn. Now, I want you to type in LinkedIn in the chat if you have the LinkedIn app on your phone. You could have it on your desktop and that's fine too. But right now, I want you to do it on your phone. You must have it on your phone, okay? If you do not have it, tell me why you don't or where you're stuck so I can help you. Does anyone not have LinkedIn on their phone? Okay. Have it and use it, says Jeff Hudgens. Okay, good. Everyone has it. All right. Now, I want you to click home and see what some of the latest posts are. And this is something that will seem like a bit of a hack, but you will be surprised at how powerful these techniques are that we're going to use, okay? Now, LinkedIn is more powerful than Facebook right now for us. There's less competition. The cost of traffic on all sources has gone down about 40 to 50%, as you guys already know, because there's more people online and there's less advertising. That's a supply and demand thing for people that, didn't study economics, but you understand. And because there's such a scarcity of engagement, I went to the London School of Economics. Can you imagine that? Studied master's level program, London School of Economics. And what happens is that you're trying to show appreciation honestly and at a large scale. And when you do that, the LinkedIn algorithm especially is going to recognize that. And because there's so little engagement on LinkedIn, because people still see it as like a place to put your resume or look for a job, that anything that you do will show up as a notification for someone else. Now, don't spam people. Don't tag 50 people at the same time in the same post, okay? Okay, Saul's downloading it. Okay, good. Saul, yeah, good. Download it. Joel's driving. If you're driving, pull over, or you can just listen and go through these exercises later, but try not to be driving as we're doing any of this stuff. I don't want anyone getting in trouble, right? And the last place you want to be right now is a hospital. I won't explain why that is. Okay, so go through some of these things, and if you see something from a friend of yours, or something that's interesting to you. My friend says, what's harder, teaching a marketer how to do sales or this or that? I'll just click a like on that, okay? That's it, I just click like on it. And if I feel that I have something to contribute, I might give encouragement. I might say, I agree with that. I might say, I might ask a clarifying question, right? But I'm not trying to drive sales. And here I can see that there's other people, and I'm just kind of seeing, it's like a pulse of seeing what's going on. There's my friend Marcus Sherrod, and I click like on that, because I like almost anything he has to say. And this lady's talking about how difficult things are emotionally to stay sane when everything's falling apart. And I click like on that. And I'm just kind of seeing what's going on. And I'm getting the pulse, not LinkedIn pulse. I'm getting that's what they call their product, the newsfeed thing. I'm getting the pulse of what's going on. Oh, by the way, you don't have to use Premium. You don't have to use Sales Navigator. You can if you want, but this is all inbound, what I'm going to show you, okay? And I'm getting a sense of what people are talking about, because I want to know, if I understand if I listen first before I speak, then what I'm going to say is going to be more relevant, and it's going to be, people are going to see me as being more empathetic, right? I always lead with empathy, which creates appreciation, which then draws people in. Okay, now go to the bottom and click on notifications in the bottom right. And look at some of your notifications. And let me know, what do you see in your notifications? What's showing up there? Jim says, I pop up. Should you advertise during a recession? Now notifications showing what people are engaging with on my content. And the reason why I look at what's showing up here is to see which of my content is resonating the most. The idea of amplification is whatever is getting the most engagement, the most sales, the most likes, is giving me a signal on what I should do more of. And so how do I take something good and make it better? How do I throw fuel on the fire? Well, here's one that I wrote. It was, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch to sharing my screen, but it's the same thing that you're going to see, just because I think it's going to be tougher for you to see it on the phone. Okay. And let me know in the comments, yes, if you can see this. If you can see my screen, okay, tell me yes. Or if the words are too small, you know, I can make it bigger, because, you know, I'm getting old. All right, how are we doing here? Yes, okay. Yes. Okay, everyone can see this, okay, fantastic. All right, I'm gonna move this Zoom window to the side. Okay, so I'm going to notifications. And I know a lot of you guys are already pros at LinkedIn, but I'm gonna give it to you maybe in a way that you haven't seen before. Some slight nuances that might be similar to your current routine, but I'm gonna show you why I'm doing it a little bit differently. And huge shout out to Joshua B. Lee, he's perhaps the best LinkedIn engager out there, next to like Larry Kim. And these are the same techniques that we teach, and he's taught me quite a few, which I'm going to share with you. So as I'm going through here, I'm seeing that this one here, Michael and 14 others commented on my post. Okay, so I see that's 14 out of these 16 comments, 40 reactions. This is a post from a couple days ago. Now for me, this didn't do very well. It had only 40 reactions. Comments are worth more, probably about 6 times as much as the reaction. So if you look at that balance, that's okay. It's about the, you know, a quarter comments relative to likes. Now here's another one. I made a little video yesterday, and it got 60 reactions and 22 comments. So notice it's a little bit better than that other one. Why do you think that is? Is it because it's a video? Is it because it's showing empathy? Is it because of the time of day? I'll tell you what it is not. It is not because of the time of day. LinkedIn, if you do your content right, it will last 4 to 5 days. This is not like Twitter that lasts 15 minutes. It's not like Facebook that lasts 4 hours. It lasts 4 to 5 days on LinkedIn. The newsfeed is different. So here's another one, 7 reactions. Now that's someone else that mentioned me. Let's look a little further. All right, here's another one. I got 226 reactions and 88 comments. Notice we have about the same ratio. It's about 1 to 4. In this case, 1 to 3. Comments are worth more. So if my comment ratio is better, in this case, I'm 3 to 1 instead of before you saw 4 to 1. Is anyone here good with the math that I'm showing you here on this comment to like ratio? And tell me yes if you're okay with the math, or tell me no, I'm confused on the math here. If it's no, that's okay. I'll explain it a little bit further. You must understand this math. If you don't understand this math, you're not going to be able to determine what content is working. And then you're going to be blind. You'll just be posting random content. And if you have anyone who's doing content on your team for you, then they're not going to know either. And by the way, even if you do have a large team, some of our friends, they have 200, 300 people in their agency. That does not absolve you of posting content on your profile and for your brand, okay? Because you lead by example. You can't say, well, I got 12 people on my content team. Yeah, well, monkey see, monkey do, okay? If you don't know how to do it, they're going to be looking at your example, and that's not a good thing. So why do you think this particular post is doing better than those other ones that only had 40 or 50. I'm not saying you're trying to go for 1,000 likes on every single post you have. Why do you think this one got 200 versus these other ones? Then go ahead and type it in the comments. Let me know, why do you think that is? And this is for me to learn too. I want to see what you guys are thinking, right? Is it because I'm giving? That's right. I'm showing maximum empathy. And I'm leading with value. You know, I hear a lot of people say, oh yeah, start with value. What the heck does that mean? Oh, be authentic. Usually people who say that are not authentic. In fact, it's like someone saying to you, you need to be trustworthy. Or people say, what they'll say, like, I'm not lying, or to be honest. Anyone who says to be honest, it means the things they said before, you can't trust them, right? Because it's a trending topic, could be that. And it's not because of hashtags. Yes, Jonathan, because it's culturally relevant. It's our hashtag friend, okay. And let's see if we can find some of these other ones. So when someone else tags you, you might not get the same level of traction. If they have a bigger audience, then maybe, but you definitely want to engage whenever people engage back. That's why you're going through these. Okay, this is my friend Brian Solis, who's joined Salesforce now. Full disclosure, he's a client. He's a bigger brand. So notice 618 reactions, 213. He's 1 to 3. When you see comments exceed that 1/3 or better, that means that this is going to keep growing. Okay. And if you see that the engagement rate, meaning the number of likes and comments divided by the impressions, is greater than 1.5%, then that post will continue to go. Once it kind of dies down, the engagement rate falls down, then it just basically falls out of the newsfeed. Let's see some of these other ones here. Notice this is not PowerPoint. We're doing this live. These are real exercises, okay? And let's see if I can find one of these other ones. Maybe I can find one of these other ones that's just gone absolutely nuts and show you what it looks like, what one of these nutty ones looks like. I've been posting once a day, maybe twice per day. So don't worry about your post frequency. Some people say, oh, well, you know, you should only post once a day, or you should post on, you know, Thursday morning at 10 o'clock. And it's the same people who say like how long your tweets should be, or they say like you should send your emails on, you know, Thursday morning or whatever it is. That's garbage. What you need to know on LinkedIn, especially, and with any of your content, I mean, email, people, they may have certain patterns, or if you have a podcast where people know it's Friday at 1 p.m. or that kind of thing, okay, fine. But generally, what matters is the content. If you have good content, then just post it. Some days I post 5 times on LinkedIn, and sometimes I post nothing for a week because I don't have anything I think is worth saying. Okay, look at this post. So this is designed as a signal. It's called a dog whistle. A dog whistle is something only people in your community can hear, that pitch, because it's so high, and everyone else won't hear that, okay? You need to have your dog whistle around your particular lighthouse. If you don't know what a lighthouse is go back to episode 1, 2, and 3 of our Conquer Local Think Tank to see what it is and be able to build your lighthouse. So in this case here, I'm appealing to agency owners. I'm appealing to their frustrations and their desires, and I said, some random guy hit me up for free consulting, and I stopped what I was doing to give him 5 minutes of help on the spot. So what am I doing there? I'm showing empathy, right? I didn't say, you know what, I'm so important. I'm Dennis Yu. Who the heck are you? Right? I didn't do that. I said, yeah, happy to. So I helped him. But he just kept asking for more help. And I said, you know, I do this for a living, right? And I actually got this for Dwayne Nesmith, who founded Scient Viant, which was one of the biggest internet agencies. I think he sold it for $100 million. Was it like 20 years ago? You guys remember that? Internet.com and all that, right? And then I said, well, I'm happy to help you. So I didn't say no. I said, I'm happy to help you. You're just going to have to buy some consulting time. And they got so offended. He's like, oh, well, you know, I could get free help somewhere else. And, you know, how dare you try to charge me? Because have you had this? I've literally had people come to me saying, well, you're on social media. It's for free. All you do is hang out on social media. Okay, do you go into a hospital and ask your doctor to do surgery for free? Do you go to a restaurant and ask for them to give you the food for free? Because there's food in the kitchen. I mean, there's food in the freezer, and it's not doing you any good sitting in the freezer, so you should just give me a free meal. Or you know what? This happens more often. Why don't you give me a free meal, and then I'll decide how much I want to pay for that. You ever get that? So we're all digital agency owners, right? So I wrote this post explaining this thing about clients that don't respect your time and how that creates pain. And I know a lot of us, we need to generate income, but we don't want to say, hey, give me the money, right? But you know, you have to meet with a client, you think like, oh, I have to at least, you know, spend an hour and show them I'm good, because then I can convince them to buy from me. And then at the end of giving them the free hour, what happens? Have you been there? Type in yes if you've been there and you've done a free consulting call And at the end, it didn't pan out. And you're like, dang it, I just used an hour of my time. Man, that sucks. But I don't know how to get around that because I keep giving out a free hour of my time each time. And what if I don't give out an hour? Then I can't get any leads and I need to make money and I need to pay rent. And you know, if I don't do that, then I can't make money. And my friend Gavin Bell had that same issue. You know, I'll show you, I'll go to his LinkedIn. And he came to me 3 years ago and he said, Dennis, I want to grow my agency, but I'm not making any money and I'm broke. And he actually admits it. So it's not like I'm giving away some kind of secret, right? And I said, well, Gavin, what you're doing is you're giving away your time for free all day long, these free 1 hour calls. Why do you let people just book all these free calls with you? He's like, but Dennis, I don't know any other way to do it. And then I said, okay, well, what you need to do is start sharing your expertise and then have them come to you in the same way that people come to the emergency room. Can you imagine going to the emergency room and like, let's say you're a doctor in the emergency room and these patients say, hey, I want you to parade out all the doctors. I want to talk to each doctor for 5 minutes and have them explain every surgery that's possible in the hospital. What would happen if you're running the emergency room and somebody comes in, they're not hurt, clearly injured or whatever, you'd say, get out of here. You know, we have a particular process. We come in, you're going to talk to the nurse. If it's urgent and you're bleeding, then we're going to take the x-rays and all this. And then based on our diagnosis, we're then going to give you the treatment plan. So we call that metrics analysis action, right? And he's putting out that clear signal. So in this case, here are the XYZ. And if you haven't built your XYZ, go back, is it episode 3 or 4? When we talk about your XYZ, I help X achieve Y through Z. So I help local businesses generate more phone calls via digital marketing. I help businesses in Scotland generate more, or orthodontists in Scotland generate more phone calls for, you know, this and this, like whatever. I help X achieve Y through Z. Put that here. That ensures that you're going to talk to the right audience. The content that you have is the signal that's going to attract the right people. And this is what he's doing, right? So he's constantly sharing content. Now, is he selling here? Obviously, he wants to drive sales. He has to pay for things, just like all of us. No, he's not. And thus you'll see him sharing. Now, by the way, you don't have to have the fancy webinar camera set up. Look, he's following the formula here. He's showing empathy. Don't know about you, but I'm glad to start a new week. I had full-on brain fog last week, struggled to concentrate. Now notice he's admitting that he's vulnerable. He's admitting that he is going through some hard times. Now he's not saying, oh, I got arrested by police for murder. Right? Like, you're admitting to something which is reasonable, right? And by creating this empathy, look, my cat waking me up 4 times last night. So a little bit of humor, right? But let's go, right? He's trying to add value. And he's showing little tips on how he's tuning his Facebook ads. He's sharing stuff from other people. He saw that I posted on LinkedIn and I said, people are asking, should we advertise right now? And then he comes in and does the same thing. By the way, it is totally okay if you see me do something you like, or you see, you know, Devin or Anchor or other folks do something that you like, you can totally take a riff on it. What you don't want to do is straight up copy paste their post and then pretend it's yours. That's a no-no. I see people do that to my content. I'm like, oh, okay. Hit the share button. If you like that, click share, right? And what you'll do, see, notice I'm doing it. I'll say, right on, and then tag them. Do not tag 50 other people. Cost of traffic is down 50%, so time to step on the gas and invest. To invest, to teach, to share, not hard sell, okay? Now that's gonna generate a notification for him, right? That's gonna create some good things. All right, let's go back here. Now I made this post. Are you with me so far? Okay, say yes if you're still with me so far. You didn't leave to go to the kitchen or something thinking I wouldn't notice, right? That's why I want to see your face. I want to see your hair, right? Yes? Okay. Now, I've got this post and notice what is going on here with the way this is being structured. By the way, if you're writing emails, if you're writing Facebook posts, if you're writing LinkedIn posts, you want to create one sentence paragraphs. Why? Why do you think, tell me in the comments here, why do we like to create one sentence paragraphs? Because now I've got whatever, like 15 paragraphs here, right? And it's got 1,000 likes, 183 comments. Now, initially when it started out, My comment to like ratio was very good. Now it's 5-to-1. Yeah, for readability. Now, when people are seeing this on their phone, look, when they're seeing these posts on their phone, there's not as much room because the screen is held vertically. When you hold the screen vertically, and people are not holding the screen like this. They're holding the screen like this. So a sentence that would look okay on desktop and landscape when vertically actually looks like a paragraph here because it wraps into 3 or 4 lines. Yeah, so we call this broetry. And if you really want to know, broetry, I think Reuters wrote a nice little article on it. Reuters is a news agency. Broetry, you see this? Broetry, a new form of storytelling, lighting up LinkedIn. So writing these one-sentence things, right? Broetry, it's a mashup of bro culture. And look, there's a video here. Let's just play part of this video so you can see this. There's a little advertisement, so we will mute past that in just a second. Let's see, can I get sound on this? Okay, I'm gonna unplug my mic just for a sec so we can hear this together. Okay, oh look, there's Josh Fector. Josh Fector was here because I told them that this is the one that you want to use. Can you guys hear this at all? Let me know if you can hear this, or maybe you can't. Can you hear the story here on LinkedIn? What if I make it bigger? Well, the sound is off. That's why you're not hearing it.
The name of the content is a fusion of bro as in the bro culture that can dominate a work environment with poetry. It's not Robert Frost, but it's lighting up on LinkedIn. Some say the Walt Whitman of broetry might be Josh Fector.
That's me. I said it was Josh.
Founder of a company called BAMF for Badass Marketers and Founders. And this poem, or proem, he posted to LinkedIn racked up 12 million clicks. My first employee is an immigrant. He got rejected by Facebook, Snapchat, and Google.
Empathy.
Some of the stuff is a bit self-congratulatory, but it stands out amid the job anniversaries resume update that make up most LinkedIn content. So what does LinkedIn say about this trend? Reuters tech correspondent Salvador Rodriguez spoke to them.
LinkedIn doesn't comment on the broetry term. I'm not sure that they want to associate themselves with that, but they have said that since overhauling their feed 2 years ago, they started to see record levels of engagement. This past year, they saw 60% year-over-year increase in the amount of content that users have uploaded that is then viewed on the feed, such as broetry.
27-year-old Logan Young, co-founder of marketing software firm Blitzmetrics, and CTO Dennis Yu say the viral posts often share episodes of failures, have punchy 1 or 2 line sentences, and no photos, videos, or links.
I charged $2,000 for a $100,000 project yet the client was pissed. He wanted Facebook ads but didn't have any landing pages, videos, tracking, or even a strategy.
Not exactly Shakespearean prose or rhyme, but it got Dennis 2 million clicks, and he says it brought him new business as well.
See? What do you guys think of that? Let me know in the comments. What do you think of that?
The $8 an hour agent tasks to a virtual assistant for $3 an hour.
Onlinejobs.ph.
$300 an hour tasks. Still more real estate. Here's how.
Do you know who that is? That's our buddy John Jonas. Guess who's admin on his stuff? Full disclosure, right? Okay. So let's come back over here. Wasn't that kind of cool? Did you guys like that? Was that fun? Did you have fun? I had fun. All right, so this is broetry. It's 1 line at a time as a paragraph, and you're just feeding in little pieces like this and this. And if there's an emotion, put the emotion on its own line, like this. Then he got super offended. Why? Because we want to, why are we doing it as 1 line? Because people, it's easy to be able to then go to the next piece of, oh, what happened next? Why did he get offended? What'd you say to him, right? If you try, imagine if this whole thing was done as like 1 big paragraph or like 2 or 3 big paragraphs. You'd be like, that'd be too much, right? So I tell a story. I then resolve it in a way that shows that there's, that I have some kind of empathy, and then I tie it back to a higher concept, right? I tell an individual story, a moment in time. This is focusing on the apple. Then I move to the orchard. I do not start with the orchard. The orchard is, this is how many coronavirus deaths there are. The apple is, I had a friend who's 27 who got diagnosed with coronavirus when we were together in Miami. I was afraid maybe I got it too because I was just with him. But thank goodness he recovered. And he said it was like being with a cold for a week. And I thought, well, thank goodness that's you know, I feel good about that, right? Because it could have been worse. So I'm telling a specific story. On LinkedIn, are you telling a specific story? And then here, for your headline, are you clear on who you are? Are you clear on your X, Y, and Z? If you have these in place, then that sets the right signal that feeds the LinkedIn algorithm. If you get 20 likes on a particular post, that tells the algorithm, let's put it out there further, okay? Now, this particular post didn't get 2 million, but it got 77,000 views, which isn't bad. And it's not because I'm an internet marketing star. It's not because of something like Dennis knows more or he's a big network. I have done this on other people's LinkedIns and just to show it's possible. Okay, now here someone commented string, and I'm gonna say, and I use keyboard shortcuts. So look, I go TY. You see that? Thank you very much. That's a shortcut. You guys know text replacement? By the way, are you using text replacement? This is something that's built into Apple. Text replacement is so key, right? And that way, and then I can tag her, right? Oops, I'm in the wrong thing. At string. Okay, there she is. Now, this is good because when you engage, that's going to bring it back as a notification to her and revive this particular post. But now, because I want to keep the engagement going, oops, I then want to ask her to give some, I don't want to pretend like I'm the know-it-all. What tips do you have to help set boundaries? Okay, and then hit reply, okay? There it is. And all these other people, look, even my, remember this initial post did pretty well, right? This is not bad, 1,000 likes on it. Comments not too bad. The comment ratio was better, but as it spreads, then the ratio declines. And then you can see here on the 77,000 and the 1,000, that's about 1.5%, right? So this post is pretty much plateaued out, you know, on the residual curve, but I can keep it going. So it's at 77,000. This will probably hit 120 with a little bit more engagement.
Because, hey, Dennis.
Yeah.
I understand how to calculate those ratios. Would you be able to add a little bit more context as to what you're looking for and, you know, if those ratios hit a certain ratio, what to do? I don't know if you're going there, but I've seen a couple of questions like that in the chat. I just want to make sure that I understood that.
Yeah. So depending on where you are, you know, and by the way, just let me know here in the chat, what is your average LinkedIn post engagement? Are you getting, per post, are you getting 10 likes, 50 likes, 0, 100? Let me know just kind of where you are. Are you guys just getting started? Sometimes people get 0. So if you get 0 likes, then there's really no measure because it's 0 divided by 0, right? 10 to 20, 5, okay. 10 or less, okay. So most people, all right, keep going. Keep letting me know what your numbers are because I want to know where you are. Because if you're getting less than 10, then all the stuff we're talking about for optimization and seeing are you getting the right ratios doesn't matter because your numbers are too low statistically. It's statistical noise. Does that make sense? Right? And the chicken and the egg is that if you don't get enough engagement, you can't tell what's a winner. So then you have to bring people to you. You have to then start commenting on their stuff to then get them to connect you and build your audience and build your connections. A lot of it is that I have a pretty good base. So if you come to my LinkedIn and say, look at my network here, you'll see that I've got 22,000 connections. And that means when I post something, all else equal, even if someone else takes that same post, if they don't have quite as many connections or as many people that follow me, they're not going to get as much reach. But don't think that what matters is, you know, being a LinkedIn lion and accepting everyone's friend request. That's not what I'm saying. It's not because you have more connections. It's because you have you have a larger connection base and it's more engaged. Okay, so don't worry. Okay, so most of you guys are getting a little bit less in terms of you like getting less than 10. That's okay. Let me just show you what else you do. Now, this post did well. Now, the idea of amplifying, if something's working well, I want to get more out of it. So here, I'm commenting, I'm putting another comment here, and this got another 40 likes and another 9 replies. And then I can then comment and comment and comment on this other stuff too. Then I'm asking questions. I'm saying thank you. And then they say this and this. And so I'm keeping this conversation going. Thus, I'm disproportionately spending more time on posts that have done well. That way I don't feel like I need to keep posting. In fact, I do the same thing on Facebook. So facebook.com/memories is a place that you should go every day. And it's going to show you on this day a year ago, 5 years ago, whatever it was, right? I was in Banff. Oh, this was at the Vendasta Con. You guys remember that? Were you guys there at the conference in Banff? That was beautiful, right? And we were having fun at the ski resort. I was in, Hawaii 3 years ago at social media. No, this is San Diego. But we were getting laid is what they said, wearing these things, right? So when you have these things that are doing well, this one did okay, but you're gonna see ones that do really well. Comment back on those. And if it's done well, like just keep putting more stuff on the things that are doing well. That one didn't do very well. This one's doing okay. Now look, here's what you do to throw more fuel on the fire. Now notice this is a post. Now what Facebook's trying to do, by the way, it's the same thing on LinkedIn, same concept of amplifying what's working. I could hit share, but then that generates a new post that has no social proof on it. So what I do is I click on the comments and I'll say, I'm grinding harder than ever. But I don't end it there. I want feedback. How about you? And not just because I want feedback, but because I'm trying to show empathy, saying I care about you. That's what we're doing with our local businesses, right? This is what you should be doing with your local businesses. You want to constantly be showing empathy by asking them how they're doing, by showing what you're going through, by giving them tips, by leaving reviews. Like if you help, restaurants, then go leave reviews for restaurants. I'll bring more restaurants your way, okay? And see, notice, every one of these things I'm commenting back. If you comment back, you're showing you care, you empathize, you're checking your notifications for what's coming through. Okay. Now, let me know, hashtags, please do not use hashtags. This is not Twitter and Instagram. You can use one. Now comment XYZ if you know the XYZ method. Let me know. XYZ method, comment XYZ. And if you don't know the XYZ method, say no. Pizza. Okay, never heard of it. Okay, that's fair enough. All right. So the XYZ method is I help X achieve Y through Z. Now what I'm gonna do, and now pull out your phone again. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. We're gonna go back to mobile. And we're gonna do some exercises for the next 10 minutes, okay? Hold up your phone. I wanna see your phone, even if it's not an iPhone 11 or whatever it is, right? There you go. And I want you, this is gonna take a little bit of bravery. Now we're in LinkedIn, hit that plus button for a new post, okay? Now you could write out Broetry, which is a series, like a text story, but in this case, I want you to hit the camera, the video camera. In the middle here, you see the video camera? Hit that one. And it's got the red button. That's how you know it's the video camera. If it's blue, it's gonna take a photo. You don't wanna take a photo unless it's like a silly moment. And you can add a sticker if you want and flip it. And then we will say, and if, by the way, I'm gonna pick on somebody who wants to share their story, okay? And I'm gonna film it and share it too. Now I'm going to flip it so it's facing me. And I'm gonna teach you guys at the same time. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna hold this red button down, right? And I'm gonna say, hey guys, the XYZ method is how you're able to give your elevator pitch in 15 seconds. It's, I help X achieve Y through Z. So in my case, I'm helping local agency owners grow more sales and traffic for local businesses through digital marketing techniques, amplifying what's already working. I hope you learn the XYZ method so you can tell other people very quickly what you do, and you can also put it in your LinkedIn headline, put it in your Twitter bio, put it in your marketing materials. Same thing for all our friends here. Thank you, Conquer Local Academy Think Tank, and if you haven't joined our weekly calls, please join me. So there, I just made, and then I'll just choose a sticker, giving back, let's just say, okay? I'll put that there, okay? There, I just made a post. I hit that blue arrow here, and I could say, I wanna ask a question. Do you know, don't write this whole paragraph, because you're trying to get them into the video. You make a video, you wanna get them to the video. Don't try to summarize what's in the video. That's a big, big problem. Because you're just trying to do too much. The point of the headline is to get people to watch the video and why it's powerful. You know the XYZ method and why it's powerful. I didn't use hashtags, I didn't tag other people, and there I hit post. There, I just made a post. Okay. Now, who wants to come on screen and make a video that I will record? And just let me know in the comments here. Who wants to make an XYZ video? And maybe Andrew can pick somebody and put them on the screen, and I'll record it right here on my phone and share it. And then after that, maybe a why story, maybe something around how you use bidets instead of toilet paper or whatever it might be, right? Be ready to tell a story, any kind of story. Who wants to tell a story?
All right, I'm going to call somebody out here.
Okay.
Harold, are you there? Harold King, you ready? You're gonna record a video with us here.
Oh, this is being recorded too, huh?
And are you ready, Harold?
My question is when we do X, Y, and Z, is this like niche focused or can it be a little bit more broad?
Try it with your niche first. You can always do multiple X, Y, and Zs, but generally you want to choose one niche as specific as possible.
Oh man, if that is the case,
you know what? It's only 15 seconds. Let's give it a go. And if it sucks, we'll just do another one, okay?
All right,
you're going to crush it, Harold.
All right. See, there's only 76 people here. It's small.
Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hi guys, my name is Harold King and I help business owners and public figures create strong brands through marketing software and online advertising.
Rock on, Harold. Everybody say Harold is the man in the comments. Let's see that. Harold is the man. Everybody type
so
Harold.
Bad. Man. So bad. I actually have
something
that I use everywhere I go, but the truth is I need to get a little bit better and we need to modernize according to the teachings that you're doing. I've got a ton of notes. So
yeah, this is great. All right. Do you want to give it another? Can you tell a specific story, the apple instead of the orchard, about one of the public figures or people that you've coached, a problem they've had and how you overcome that? So XYZ, but using someone else's story as the lead in, and then you say, I'm Harold and I do this and this. So start with a story.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
So there is a staffing company in, am I doing this right? Or
so start with a specific situation.
Okay. So there's a staffing company here in my city that goes up against franchise staffing companies. They're locally owned, and they're the largest locally owned staffing company in the state of Oklahoma. But they were losing big time to all of the larger companies. And so we went in and we just did some market research and looked at all the other staffing companies, and we saw that in the industry, there were very little reviews in the industry. There was a ton of room for SEO for a local business. No one was actually focusing on it fully, but there's a ton of traffic. So just by coming in and helping them learn how to get reviews from their clients and putting a system in place, and by doing SEO, now they are the largest reviewed staffing company in the state of Oklahoma, where this company is. And on top of that, they are getting 15,000 hits a month on their website and over 2,000 leads a month from people that are looking for jobs.
Wow, fantastic. Now, how are you going to teach people how, if they own a staffing company, how they could get the same results? What are you going to offer them?
We would say we help staffing companies get more traffic to their site and more leads through helping them generate online reviews and search engine optimization.
Awesome. There you go. Good job, Harold.
There you go, Harold.
Okay. A roll of toilet paper to Harold. Now, you want to know how to take it from an A to an A+? Start with a story. You could say, my friend Chris runs a small staffing company, and he was overwhelmed because his competitors were so much bigger. And he didn't have the resources to be able to compete. And he came to me and asked me, what do I do against these big companies? Because I'm afraid that, I can't compete with them because I don't have the resources, and I'm under pressure right now because people aren't hiring when the economy's tough. And I said, Chris, I don't know what his name is, John, Frank, whatever, just use a name. This is a David and Goliath, because it's reviews that really matter. Now that everyone's online, whoever has the best reviews is the one who's ultimately going to win. So let's try to get those reviews up. Why don't you phone up your best customers? Why don't you phone up some of the people in your staffing company? Why don't you share your processes on why you care and why you do a better job than the giant staffing companies, and tell their stories? And we did that, and it generated 2,000 reviews and whatnot. And if you own a staffing company, as long as it's not in Oklahoma, I would love to help you be able to beat the bigger players. And I've got a 20-minute webinar where I'm going to teach you how to do it step by step, on how to collect reviews, on the tools that I use, on what kinds of things to say, on benchmarking on what's working or not, or dealing with negative reviews that I have, and how that impacts search engine optimization. So when people search on Google for a staffing company, that your staffing company is going to show up in your city. Would you like that? Reach out to me. I'm Harold. This is my phone number. I would love to help you. So Harold, do you think you could do that as Broetry? Do you think you could do that as a video or a series of videos?
Yeah. And my question to you is, is that one of those things where you shoot a video and then only talk about that story in the comments?
No.
Split it up, or?
No. A story sits by itself. A story you say, like, notice that's what I did when I was sharing my screen, right? Notice that when I post on Facebook, I'm telling, in fact, you'll start seeing my content. You're like, haha, Dennis explained to me. That's what he's like, yeah, now I see what he's doing. Yeah. Instead of trying to give so see, what people do is they move straight to trying to sell.
That's good.
Come call me and buy my thing. I'm a local service agency. I'm going to help you with your SEO. Book a 30-minute consultation with me right now. Come on. How many times do you get hit up by these random people that want to book a 30-minute consultation with you? Like, even I get that. I had 2 people this morning that said, hey, I can help you with your social media. I can help you with your LinkedIn. And I looked them up on LinkedIn. They got nothing, right? Like, I don't think so, right? So start with a specific story. Highlight, use gratitude for one of your favorite customers. Because you're not selling. You're not saying, oh, this person's a testimonial. Like, for example, my friend Kenny Lauer has run marketing for the Golden State Warriors for the last 5 years. They're a big basketball team. And I would say, I appreciate when I first met Kenny 10 years ago, I was giving a presentation and the AV went out and he rescued me. He didn't even have to, right? And it was a presentation in front of a bunch of executives and he rescued me by, hooking me up with some AV that I didn't have. And that has defined our entire relationship, because he's been there for me when I've needed him in a pinch, and I've been there for him. And I feel like we are like family, even though it's, the Asian guy and the white guy. And nowhere did I say, this is how much money we've spent for the Golden State Warriors. Nowhere did I say, like, they're a client of ours. And it's not disingenuous to do that, because I'm elevating him as a friend, right? I'm constantly elevating and saying thank you. What happens when you say thank you to other people? Especially if it's in your lighthouse, if it's in your XYZ, they will reciprocate. They will naturally come back to you. The minute they come to you, it's changed. The dynamic has changed. See, there's a complete world of difference between you going out to them saying, hey, let's get on a call. I want to talk to you about our services and SEO and PPC and websites and reviews and all that. Versus they come to you saying, hey, I know you're associated with so-and-so and so-and-so, or I saw what you posted about this. That tip was like, it made me think like, yeah, wow, I really need to be doing that with my business too. I want to talk to you more about how do you do that? And you give out all that free content. Then when they come to you, it goes back to the emergency room, right? The emergency room is when they walk into the emergency room, do they have salespeople there trying to convert people into the highest priced whatever package? You know what, Harold? I got this surgery on sale right now. It's 50% off. Would you like to get that? I know you said you have a problem with your brain, but I can offer you heart surgery for 90% off today. What do you say? By 5 o'clock, I've got only 3 left. If you buy now, I'll also do this other thing. Act now, but wait, there's more, right? Remember on TV? But wait, there's more, right? No, all of us here, all of us that are on this call, whether it's Jordan Mary or Jonathan Seller or Jim or other friends, we are all doctors. In fact, on the next one, maybe I'll bring my white lab coat where it says Dr. Dennis Yu. And maybe we'll even print up lab coats for other people. That's what we did. We do it on our workshops. We, at the end of our 3 full day workshop, we give everybody white lab coats and we give them stethoscopes, right? And because we say, look, you're a doctor in marketing. You're not there to go door to door to sell. You're here to diagnose. You have expertise. You're trained up by people like me and the other people who are awesome in digital marketing. And thus, when they come to you, you're going to diagnose them. They're not going to give you the diagnosis. No. You determine the diagnosis. We're going to follow a particular process. So we're going to go metrics, analysis, action, which is we're going to collect the vitals. We're going to diagnose, which is looking at the x-ray and the blood and all that. And then we're going to have a treatment plan, which is based on the x-ray. Here's a broken bone. We're going to do this, 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 and this. And the same way, we share our knowledge. They come to us. We run a snapshot report, which you pay $2 for Vendasta to run a snapshot report. And then you go through it and you say, well, based on these things, it looks like you have this SEO issue. It looks like your website's loading slow. You have really good reviews here, but then there's one person you got to reply to, or you're like this, and this is working really well or not, or your social media is not working, or it is, and based on this. And so that's your analysis already done. You just got to learn how to go through it. And then you say, well, based on that, here's what we need to do. And so it's the same thing as when people come into an emergency room and you have to kind of triage. So type in the comments, doctor, if this makes sense to you. If it doesn't make sense to you, let me know why. Because if you don't understand the model of the doctor, then you are going to be mistreated. People are not going to respect your time because they think, oh, well, you know, Jeff Hudgens is only on social, they're on social media all the time. They don't really do anything, right? Oh, Don Gable, you're just on social media. Your time's not really worth anything. I know I can get a free consult out of you anytime, right? No, you're a doctor. Your time is valuable, right, Kelsey? Your time is valuable, whether you're wearing a blue sweatshirt or not, right? And so when you elevate your expertise because of who you associate with, because you focus in on that niche, because you have X, Y, and Z, because you comment in the community, because you are sharing the stuff that you hear that me and Brendan King and George Leith and other folks are sharing, we're part of a community here. By the way, for the other people that are here, type in your LinkedIn and let's all follow each other on LinkedIn and do endorsements and recommendations. Let's all be in the Facebook group that Andrew's talking about. Let's all boost one another, right? Why not, right? There, Mitch, I knew he was gonna be the first one, right? Jerry says spies like us. Wes, Jim, okay. So I'm gonna go through these comments a little bit later and I'm gonna make sure I'm connected with all you guys. I'm on linkedin.com/in/DennisU. Okay, now we're almost out of time. Well, you know what? I want to go through another 3 sets of exercises, but I think we're out of time. But what do you guys think so far?
Pretty on point. But yeah, please put your LinkedIn profiles, and then I'm going to post the link to all these community places as well that we're going to start sharing with everybody. And this is usually when we get to the exercise point as well. Yeah. I mean, you heard a lot of good stuff from Dennis today, and now really the point of the think tank is that we go away and we practice it so that we can come back and show the videos you guys put out, show the broetry you wrote last week, whatever it is, and get even more feedback on it. So as soon as all these LinkedIn ones are done, I'll put the original link back in there. And Dennis, why don't you give us the homework for this week? What are we?
Friends, so the homework assignment is I want you to make 3 LinkedIn posts. One of them, I want you to tell a story as broetry, which is 1-sentence paragraphs. And I want you to tell the story about a particular person in a particular situation, right? Imagine the movie camera is moved into your life at some moment, some scene in your life, not a whole year of your life, not some general one, you know, in college, I did this, this, and this, and this. One particular moment. Focus on that apple, that one person, that particular situation. It was a Friday afternoon, and my wife called and said, we're not gonna be able to pay the bills. Or it doesn't have to be dramatic like that. It could be anything. You know, I was it's a why story, right? I was at Costco and they ran out of toilet paper. Or, you know, I've tried to use this camera and I brought this camera to a fancy shoot and I realized I didn't have the batteries and I felt like such a dum-dum. And this is what I did, right? Just tell a particular story through sentences, just sentences, maybe 10 sentences, right? It's 10 paragraphs. That's number 1. Number 2, I want you to use the LinkedIn app and shoot a video with your X, Y, and Z. You can be like we talked about before and maybe start it with a story, right? If you already have a story, enter with the story and then end and say, and I'm Don Gable, I would love to help you do the same thing as well. Please contact me. I am here. Here's my Skype and or hit me on LinkedIn. I'm here to help you. I'm here for you guys, right? Then do a third one where you're curating content. In fact, you should curate content all the time. What is curating? You're sharing someone else's content. You literally look at these posts that you like and it inspired you so much that you decided you're going to click share and say, everyone needs to hear what my buddy Gavin Bell has to say about how you manage your time, about how you cook a toaster strudel. I don't know, whatever it might be, right? Oh, you're in the kitchen and, you know, all of us are eating a little more, maybe a little loose around the waist. Well, here's a great tip on anytime you just, are feeling sluggish, do 10 push-ups on the spot, right? Whatever it might be, right? Just share someone else's content. So those 3 pieces of content, is that fair? Is everyone clear on that? Put in yes, if you're clear on those 3 LinkedIn posts. And by the way, if you do 30 LinkedIn posts, even better. If you get your 37 pieces of flair, even better.
Yeah, I saw Mitch come in with the 25 last week.
Yeah.
So we're going to give him some love next week and go through some of those.
And Joe as well. Good job.
Joe, yeah, saw Joe's. Right on. So there you have it. The homework for this week. 3 posts. Number 1, tell a particular story with text. Number 2, LinkedIn video with your XYZ. Number 3, engage with someone else's content and curate it. Makes sense?
You guys raw. And share it in the group. We have the Conquer Local Academy as well. There's a Facebook group and there's a community. There's a website community as well.
Yep. So here are those links one more time. Just go to that slide and you'll see kind of everything you need right in there. Well, appreciate the time, everyone. We're, right at the top of the hour here. So we'll let you go and we'll share the recordings afterwards.
Can I ask one quick question to
Please.
one thing you said earlier? Do we ever share a story? Via video, or is it always better to do those types of stories via text?
Test it.
Sorry, Bruce.
Test it. There's no one way better than another. Just try. The key is to have a variety. Don't do the algorithm's looking for variety. People are looking for variety. You don't want to eat the same meal every day, do you? It gets boring. Even if you like that food. You don't want to hear the same song 50 times a day.
Hey, Dennis, do you have another 10 minutes if people want to hang
out? Oh,
I
do. I'm happy to. I just want to respect everyone's time. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff I want to go into part 2 that we won't really be, we could just do Q&A if you guys are cool with that. Because the next set of exercises, I apologize I went over, we'll cover that next week in LinkedIn part 2. But there's a bunch of exercises I really want to get to, and I don't want to try to cover them in 10 minutes.
Perfect.
All right.
Hey, Dennis, there
we go.
Paul Benton here from Light Digital. This is a great session. We're already connected on LinkedIn.
We are.
I have a question. How do we convey to a client, a plumber, for example, of what the purpose here is? How do we put this in terms that they will sign a purchase order? So are we talking about branding or conversions? How do we put this in a way that a plumber will find this attractive?
So Paul, your question, if I can rephrase it, is how do I generate leads using LinkedIn? I want to generate business. You're not there to be a social media influencer, right?
That's correct. Right.
Okay.
Perfect.
So you're going to structure your content into 3 stages. You guys have heard of the funnel, and it's called awareness, consideration, and conversion. Those same 3 stages are what Facebook uses, Google, LinkedIn, Twitter. They all use those same 3 words: awareness, consideration, and conversion. And we translate that into the emotional payload, which is called why, how, and what. That's also retranslated into know, like, and trust. That's also called tofu, mofu, and bofu for top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel. So why do we use all these different words for a 3-stage layer of the funnel? Because the why is that's how people connect with you. Because you could say, this morning I was on a conference call with another plumber client of mine, and my daughter went in and interrupted because she wanted to know where the milk was, right, or whatever, right? And then, so you're just showing a story, and you didn't say come sign up, but people are like, oh, I can identify with him, I can identify with Paul, right? You're just telling a story just so they get to know you. It doesn't have to tie with business in any way at all. Then the how is you're sharing your knowledge. Often it's by interviewing other people. It's sharing what someone else had said and saying, wow, that is really awesome. Thank you so much. It's gratitude. It's tips on, hey, did you know that Google has a thing where you can update your information for coronavirus on when your hours are open? Did you know how important reviews are? Do you know you should reach out to your customers? And because if you're a plumber, people will, of course, people will Google you because that's the number one way people find you. But often, things will be, you want to, it's someone's birthday, you want to show that you care, or, that you're still open because you're an essential service, or, here's our coronavirus plan. You're trying to share things to help them. And then the bottom is what? Call me. I'm Paul, and I'll help you build better lead gen. I'll help you harvest these customers. I'll help you rank on Google. I'll help you do all these things. So those are separate messages. You don't try to do all of them in the same story. Because if you do, it's like trying to, let's say you like Diet Coke and you like, what's something else you might like to drink? Chocolate milk, right? Would you pour Diet Coke and chocolate milk together? That'd be kind of nasty, right? Or V8 and Coca-Cola, that's nasty. So separate out the components of why, how, and what. And you're gonna find that, Paul, clients will come to you. You don't worry about, well, how do I get them to come to me? Paul, they will come to you in such droves that you won't even know what to do with them. When you follow this why, how, and what structure. Let me ask you one more question, which is going to be applicable to everyone here. Do you have a lighthouse? A lighthouse meaning a client example that you've done so well with that it's a model to everyone else. Like a lighthouse example for us would be like Welton Hong, who is fantastic with actually no, I'll use a better one. Glenn Vo. Glenn Vo's a dentist, right? And he has 18,000 other dentists that follow him. But he's an actual dentist. He still practices 3 days a week. And because we teach from his example, this brings other dentists to come to us. So what's going to appeal more to a plumber than another plumber? What's going to appeal more to, name whatever your lighthouse is, than another person? And it could be someone who's in that city. It could be someone in that vertical. So I would ask you, do you have that lighthouse? Because that lighthouse does the marketing for you. Because are you a plumber? So Glenn, I'm sorry, Glenn, what I'm saying, Paul, if there's a broken toilet right here, could you fix it? You could? You couldn't?
No, I need a plumber.
Okay, well, so a plumber is going to instinctively trust another plumber, right?
Right.
Do you have one plumber that you can elevate as lighthouse? And have you heard of the lighthouse training? Do you know how to make the most use of that plumber as your lighthouse so they do the marketing for you? And when they understand that instinctively, guess what? Then the customers of that plumber, you're going to collect those testimonials, and the customers of that client do the marketing for that plumber. Now you see how that's inception? That's inception. You're letting them do the work for you. In the same way, you're going to work with that plumber to collect their best testimonials and reviews and let their customers do the work for them while you're charging them as their agency. It's almost like cheating, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
We have some devil's advocates asking, do plumbers hang out on LinkedIn, on Facebook groups? More than you would think, less than you would think? Which really does it make sense, you know?
They hang out on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. I mean, it doesn't matter, because anytime you collect that feedback, that's what we call social amplification. We're going to then spread that across all the other channels. You know, maybe you got it as a Google or a Yelp review. Maybe they put it on your website. Maybe the plumber, when they just fixed the toilet, they're like, hey, you know, my boss is really getting on me for trying to get more reviews. Would you mind, you know, if you're happy with the work that I did and how fast we were and how professional we were, would you mind just making a 15-second video for me right now that I can just hear? I got my phone right now. Would you mind just saying for 15 seconds, you know, how you felt about my service? Oh yeah, sure, I'd be happy to. Thank you so much. Build that. Teach these plumbers how to build that into their process. We have a guide on that. Take our guide, put your name on it, right? Vendasta has products for that too.
Awesome. Good ideas. Thank you.
Hey, Dennis, quick question.
Yep.
Joe here. Did you say no hashtags on the LinkedIn post?
Generally don't use hashtags. I know LinkedIn's trying to promote it, but they're kind of awkward in terms of being a social network.
Yeah, they are. The ugly duckling. Cool, thank you.
Make it look natural. Above all, make it look like something another human would say to another human. If too many hashtags, looks like advertising.
Yeah, true.
Hey, Dennis, Mike from MarketPie here.
Hey, Mike.
Question on the strategy of people doing those follow pods. I've read a lot that says
don't.
No.
Don't.
Good.
No
I've been
pods.
giving that advice to not do it, but I wanted to make sure. But yeah.
Now give it to your competitors so they get hurt. No, I'm kidding.
Like,
don't do it.
What we just did here, everyone's following each other, but like, is that not sort of the same concept?
Okay.
Or
so in this case, this is not a follow pod, even though it has some of the same mechanics of a follow pod. A follow pod, just like the original MySpace train almost 30 years ago, is join this thing and everyone will follow one another. The reason why this is not a follow pod is because we have the same mission, and the mission is not to get more bogus followers on LinkedIn and Twitter and Instagram, right? It's because we're helping each other and sharing each other's content in a legitimate way and not in a promotional way, because we are coming from a point in our heart where our goal is to share, and we want to help all of us as agency owners grow, and we all grow because we know more and we're helping our underlying clients. And whenever we have a win, we're agreeing to share it with the group, right? Nobody's playing secret with any of this stuff. If there's stuff that's working, I'm leading by example. I'm sharing stuff that has worked. including stuff that has not worked in the last 20 years, so you know what not to do.
Thank you.
All right, one more, maybe two more.
Hi, Dennis. Can you hear me?
Yes. Infinite Web Design.
I just tagged you on a post on LinkedIn, and I was wondering, I tried to do the broetry, I guess it's called. I was wondering if you can look at that, critique it, tell me if I could have done better, if it was right on.
Okay, let's go take a look. So I'm going to refresh my screen. Tell me yes in the comments if you can see this, because you never know. Zoom has been so inundated that a lot of stuff's just been kind of broken, huh? Have you noticed that? Okay, let's look at these notifications. And so it should show up. Great initiatives, says Alexander. When did you do this?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Sometimes they're a little slow. It should show.
Yes,
We'll paste the URL into the chat real quick, and we'll take a look at it. Meanwhile, I'll take one more question.
What did you want me to do?
Paste the URL of that LinkedIn post into the chat, and I'll click on it from there.
Okay. Okay.
The weirdest thing, something similar is happening to me. I just made a post while we were on the webinar from my mobile, and I cannot for the life of me find it now on my profile.
Okay. And you sure it posted? Because sometimes it'll be in the process of uploading or something like that.
Right, like usually if it's a video too, it'll take a little long, but I mean, I'm having unstable internet connection, so maybe that explains it, but it did show successfully posted.
Okay. Huh.
Strange.
Well, and it wasn't as a message, it was actually a post?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to redo it again, which sucks because it came up pretty decent.
Okay, and you could cross-post it to Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all that. Yeah, I think it's a little bit slower. They're slower to show stuff. And we can go, you can share it also as part of the homework that we'll look at. Okay, do we have, I don't see a link here.
I can't find it now. I found it on my phone when I did it, but now I'm on desktop to get the link and I can't find it.
Really? We'll just blame LinkedIn on that. But you know what, let's keep the conversation going. Let's not do this only once a week. Let's not, if you're a churchgoer, you're not a Christian only on, or a Jew or whatever, only on Saturday or Sunday, right? You're a digital marketer every day. If you're a mom, you're not a mom only on Mondays. You're a mom every day, right? So let's make this a practice, and let's continue where share your feedback in the group, and or share your concerns or questions or things you want me to review, and I'll review everything that you guys have, okay? And it's all free, courtesy of our friends at Vendasta. Vendasta's paid us a lot of money to be able to hold these trainings and all the things we put together. We have a whole team here that's making all this stuff happen. You guys are not paying a penny because it's all being subsidized by Vendasta. So just remember, all the stuff that you're getting here, it's because Vendasta is paying for it.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Would it be a recording of this so I can just catch up on everything you said?
Yes, Tom, all of it.
Perfect. Great.
Hey, I want to see you, Tom. What do you look like?
I'm in my dressing gown.
Oh, you are?
It's nearly 10 o'clock here.
Oh, there you are.
Here I am.
There you
sitting
go.
in bed.
Going up late on a Friday night. Love it. Well, we've still got 62 people on the line. I don't know if there are any other questions. But,
hi, Dennis.
We got Bonnie.
Yeah, me. Hi, Dennis.
Hey, Bonnie, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I just wanted to say thank you for sharing the wisdom, and just wanted to remind you on LinkedIn, please.
Yes, thank you for being so loyal, Bonnie.
And hi, Dennis. It's Saul from South Africa, and
hey,
we
Saul.
spoke yesterday. Thank you so much for helping me. And it's my first time here. Where do we find the original replays and original documentation? It's like I'm brand new to LinkedIn.
So Devin and Andrew are going to share all that stuff in the group, and again in the chat.
That's right. We will. You'll see an email hit your inbox on Monday with links for everything. Usually we get the content from Dennis over the weekend, and then we'll compile and share it first thing next week. But if you're eager and you want those videos now tonight, if you're in your dressing gown wanting some bedtime watching before you drift off here, the best places are in the Slack channel, in the Facebook group, and the community. So again, I'm going to post one more time the link to that slide. You can access all of those things through that. I'm going to go actually right now, right when we hang up. The Facebook group is brand new, and I will post all of the previous links to that channel, and they'll be right at the top.
Great. Well, Dennis, thanks so much. You were so nice to me, and I really you've given me a big boost, and please God, I can really make this work. So thank you, Dennis.
I want to see you make money. I want to see your agency succeed. A lot of us doing it because we frankly need the money right now, and we need to have things go our way. I am here for you guys. I personally care. This is not just like a digital marketing thing I'm doing for fun. I feel the pain and the pressure that a lot of us are under, and I care about it. It keeps me up at night. I'm thinking about you guys. So thank you for showing up, and I want to hear how you guys are doing. Right?
Yeah, I mean, you said that you were here 2 years ago in Cape Town. Like right now, every single restaurant's closed, every delivery, everything. So thanks so much. I'll go back on mute. Thanks.
All right. Thank you again, everybody.